Okay, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is January 12th, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. So we're going to start with this one here. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says he will invade Puerto Rico with Brazilian troops and liberate them from the United States of America. Now, the freedom of Puerto Rico is pending, and we will achieve it with Brazilian troops. Wow. Wow. Okay, so this is a major bombshell report. So please share this video. Guys, give this video a big thumbs up. And let's see what's going on with this story here. So this is a message to the United States of America. We could see things going down in the Caribbeans, in the Panama Canal, in Central America, South America. We could see big wars. This is not going to be good. So the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro made statements this weekend in which he proposed that the independence of Puerto Rico as a territory of the US should be sought and to confront the colonization agenda of the North. The words of the Venezuelan president were spoken during the closing of the International Anti-Fascist World Festival in the South American country, where people attended carrying flags from different nations, including Puerto Rico. Here's the thing, guys. I was born in the U.S. and I was raised in Puerto Rico. And one thing I tell you is that, Puerto Ricans is always, the Republicans and Democrats, because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. We don't have a president. We have government. That's it. Governor that runs Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico does not want Venezuela to intervene. Especially what what Nicolas Maduro does to his opponents, lock them up and stuff like that. And the people, the Venezuelan people, are going through tough times, starvation and crisis, economy and crimes. We don't want Venezuela, again, Nicolas Maduro, to come and try to be some kind of hero and rescue us from the U.S. We doing good, Nicholas. We don't need you. Again, your own people runs away from you. And most of them are here in America, which a lot of them are criminals, gangs, and stuff like that. But again, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. Let's say Nicolas Maduro, and the Brazilian soldiers invade Puerto Rico, and then, Puerto Rico free and this and that. Puerto Rico will never be free, because then Nicolas Maduro is going to have control of the island. And that is not good news. Absolutely not good news. I mean, look at his country. It's completely torn up, upside down socialist. The words of Venezuelan... All right, let me just skip this part really quick here. I read that part. What did Nicolas Maduro say about Puerto Rico? Nicolas Maduro asked the people holding the flags of Puerto Rico and Cuba to come up on stage, and then requested the song De un pájaro, las dos alas. De un pájaro, las dos alas. I guess a bird with two wings, by singer and composer Pablo Millanes, to be played. I never heard that song before, but let's continue on. Now it says here, just as the North has a colonization plan, we have a liberation plan. Whoa. So I guess it might be connected to Donald. You know how Donald wants Greenland and he wants the Panama Canal, and also Canada being the 51st states. And it seems like Nicolas Maduro is saying, hey, I might as well go for Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico needs to be free. All right, so just as the North has a colonization plan, we have a liberation plan that was bequeathed to us by Simon Bolivar. The independence of Puerto Rico is still pending, and we will achieve it with the forces of Brazil and Abreu and Lima leading the way. The Abreu and Lima battalion will be responsible for liberating Puerto Rico. What do you think? Declared the Venezuelan president. He's also very upset because the U.S. has raised the reward $25 million for the arrest of Nicolas Maduro because U.S. Don't recognize him as the legitimate winner of the presidency. Now remember, Nicolas Maduro has locked up some of his opponent. There was this lady, I forget her name. She was locked up 2 days ago. They locked her up. I mean, it's just completely wrong. But again, this is why, we don't want that type of stuff in Puerto Rico. Just leave Puerto Rico alone. So among the attendees, there were also individuals carrying the flag of Brazil, which led the president to include the South American country in his proposal to free Puerto Rico. The mention of Jose Ignacio de Abreu y Lima is because he was a Brazilian general who fought alongside Simon Bolivar. Just then, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says he will invade Puerto Rico with Brazilian troops and liberate them from the United States. The freedom of Puerto Rico is pending, and we will achieve it with Brazilian troops. Nicolas Maduro, that ain't going to happen under Trump. And if you do that, the U.S. will invade your country. And they will definitely take you out. I mean, that $25 million, they're going to be like, hey, we don't need to do that. Let's go to his country now. But the problem is, if that happens, then Russia and China is going to get involved. And boy, oh boy, South America is going to be on fire with all these wars. During the same events, the president who assumed a new term also warned that if necessary, and in case his government is threatened, he will resort to arms. Now, the president stated that Venezuela is getting ready, along with Cuba, along with Nicaragua, along with our older brothers in the world. So, if one day we have to take up arms to defend the right to peace, the right to sovereignty, and historical right of our homeland. The event brought together approximately 2,000 delegates from 125 nations and took place following the inauguration of the Venezuelan leader after controversial elections and in a context of opposition protest due to the electoral result from the previous year. Venezuelan opposition struggled between hope and disappointment. The inauguration of Nicolas Maduro, a president of Venezuela, caused a range of mixed emotion among his detractors on Saturday, including hopes and disappointment. They wondered why it was not possible to stop the self-proclaimed socialist leader, despite the existence of convincing evidence indicating that he had lost the election the previous year to Edmundo Gonzalez. Some mention that their mood after the event on Friday at the Legislative Palace in Caracas was similar to an emotional hangover, while others expressed feeling abandoned. Countries like Costa Rica, Panama, Ecuador, and the Dominican Republic classified Maduro's inauguration on Saturday as an illegitimate act, the result of the electoral fraud imposed through state terror of Venezuelans. They stated in a joint statement, they assured that their efforts will continue until achieving a democratic transition in Venezuela. Now, the opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, said in a message on social media on Friday that Nicolas Maduro was guilty of a coup by not leaving office on January 10, the date when by law the presidential term of Venezuela begins. She also stated that she was sure that the freedom of the country is near, but did not mention the next step the opposition could take to end Maduro's presidency. The highlighting Nicolas Maduro increasing isolation, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union announced on Friday new sanctions against more than 20 Venezuelan officials, accusing them of undermining democracy in the country. Among those targeted were Supreme Court judges, electoral authorities, the head of the state oil company, and ministers. See, this is why Puerto Rico don't need this type of stuff. Nicolas Maduro, just don't drag Puerto Rico. You're trying to be some kind of hero. You're trying to step up, and because again, you got sanctioned, you got slapped with sanctions, and $25 million reward on your arrest, and now you want to come out and rescue Puerto Rico just for your political stunt? No, it ain't gonna happen. Don't bring your problems. Stay away from Puerto Rico. Once again, it says here, on the other hand, Nicolas Maduro awarded the bicentennial order to those sanctioned by those countries on Saturday during a public event. He also stated that nobody in Venezuela wants a coup. Nobody wants military intervention in response to the previous request made by former Colombian President Alvaro Uribe, who called for international intervention to remove the regime and hold free elections in that country. The Bolivian armed forces of Venezuela reacted shortly before in a statement ensuring that there is an attempt to tarnish the historic moment of Maduro's presidency until 2031. Wow. So that's the big breaking news. What are your thoughts? Leave comments down below on this one. But yeah, Nicolas Maduro is... Give me a second here. They said there were some people with flags. Let me just remove myself really quick. Let me see. Give me a second here. Let me just pass forward really quick. Alright, so... I don't see any Puerto Rican flag. I see... I think that's the Argentina flag. Brazil. Ecuador. Mexico. I don't see any Puerto Rican flag out. I don't see Puerto Rican flag. Yeah, I don't see no Puerto Rican flag. But once again, this is a very, very, very concerning situation here, guys. We don't want to see things going down in the Caribbean. But one thing I tell you is that Trump said the Panama Canal is going to be the U.S. It's going to go to the U.S. and that's going to be big trouble. I mean, again, guys, I'm not saying that Trump is wrong, but these countries are not going to tolerate that. And I got another video coming up. I mean, there are illegals in this country that are blocking highways in certain like California and other states, and they are doing that because they are sending a message to Trump. You're not going to send us back home. So again, buckle up. Things are going to be a lot different starting, passing January 20th, 2025. Trump will be president, and it's going to be a whole different chapter of Bible prophecy. All right, guys, share the video. What do you think? Leave comments down below. Give the video a big thumbs up, and thank you so much again for your support. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates and live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.